All right, lads, Imperial Bodybuilding here. You know the score. Lads, we've got some massive news coming out of the bodybuilding world today. Milos Sarcev has just announced that Behrouz Tabani will be competing at this year's Mr. Olympia. This is massive news because Behrouz, make no mistake about it, he is one of the best bodybuilders on the planet. And Milos posted simply endless happiness. And you can just see, look, regardless of bodybuilding, Behrouz is one of the best bodybuilders on the planet. If you just go onto his Instagram page, you'll see how hard and how dedicated he is to his craft. And you can just see the pure joy and happiness on his face. I am genuinely, from just a human perspective, I'm so happy for Behrouz that he will be able to compete because he's missed out on the last 2 years. This guy is an absolute threat and will break some hearts at this year's Mr. Olympia. And as we go back earlier and just look at Behrouz at the Dubai Pro, where he went up against a very good Bonac and a very good Tonio. But for me, that silhouette is built for bodybuilding. The lat spread is insane. That's Dorian-esque-like. Lads, I'm not comparing him to Dorian. Don't worry, Dorian fanboys. But it is excellent. He's very well-rounded. And this is a man that I would not want to face if I was in that top 6 to top 8 call-out at the Olympia. Because if you're in that top 8, you cannot afford now to come in off, even slightly off, because someone like Behrouz will expose you. He's very well accomplished all round, from the front, from the side, from the back. But let me know, lads, if Behrouz shows up at 100%, and we all know that he will, because these Iranian guys, they just show up, they know how to dial in, they know how to peak. Where does he finish, and how does he get on against the likes of Andrew Jacked, Rubiel, Martin Fitzwater, and Tony O, who he's already beaten? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a discussion about this. This is literally just thrown a spanner into the works, because I am a massive, massive fan. Here he is, just before the Dubai Pro this year, where for me, he's not as bubbly, he's not as 3D as Andrew Jacked. But if you went from transition to transition, he is more accomplished and he is a lot more balanced. So you can probably tell by the excitement in my voice. I am so stoked for this Olympia, just because of how stacked it is from top to bottom. There's some amazing competitors, and I honestly think that Behrouz can finish as high as 4th. Let me know in the comments, lads, am I being a little bit premature here? Or can Behrouz finish in that top 4? Let me know. Right, lads, in the next update, we have this picture from Nick Walker. Look, I know a lot of you do not like Nick Walker. You don't like his stomach, you don't like his legs, the asparagus veins, but you have to look at this picture and just say, OMG, literally, because it looks like he's about to leave humanity. I do not call him the mutant, I call him the abomination. But let me know this, I've got a question for you. Let's not talk about can Nick Walker win the Olympia, because a lot of you don't like Nick Walker, I understand it. But just tell me this, is Nick Walker the most freaky bodybuilder that you've seen since Rolly Winkler? And is he going to be the most freaky bodybuilder on the Olympia stage? Can you at least tell me that? Because we're looking at the video and it translates from the picture. He's just as freaky. The shoulders, the dryness, the hardness, the density, and just the fullness. Look, it's a freaking joke. It's an absolute freaking abomination. And that's why I call him the abomination. I honestly think he can win the Olympia. I think he's improved from Pittsburgh, and I just think he's going to outmuscle his competition. I don't see anyone bringing this level of density and this level of conditioning. Let me know what you think. But lads, if he's to win the Olympia, I think that his performance has to be literally flawless. The chewing gum, like he was doing at Pittsburgh, it needs to go. The stomach needs to be in check, literally, at all times. And the only way that he wins this Olympia, one, is if the likes of Samson, Hadi and Derek are slightly off. And two, again, his performance needs to be flawless. He needs to knock out his opposition just with the sheer mass and freak factor. That's the only way that Nick Walker is going to win this Olympia. And speaking of Nick's competition, Fouad Obiad, I just want you to listen to this interview. Fouad is interviewing your Mr. Olympia, Samson Dauda, and he asks him how he's going to beat Hadi, Nick and Derek. And Samson's response is very detailed and very structured. He's obviously figured this out, and I want to know your thoughts. Just listen to the clip.
Okay, what about Derek? What's his flaws
Derek,
that you think you can expose?
lower half.
Lower half. Meaning what? Legs aren't big enough to match?
Lower half, they don't know as much as the upper half.
So balance.
Yeah, balancing. And then upper body, arms, chest, not enough detail.
Detail in the front. Okay, those are fair. But I think I've heard other people say those. Detail in the front. Okay.
Yeah.
What about Hadi?
Hadi, height, stature,
Okay, structure. Overall structure.
There's only so much you can put on that structure. That's it. He's always harder from the front than he's from the back.
Okay, that's fair too. I've heard that too.
And
Okay,
then
what about Nick?
Nick, shape.
Shape. So he's going to have
He's absolutely crazy. The most muscular guy you probably see. He's absolutely crazy. But
most muscular.
with that shape, the shape and midsection will always be a detriment, especially if he stands next to somebody that's aesthetic and has a small waist.
So basically what Samson is saying there is that he possesses pretty much the full package if he brings it 100%. He's already got the size, he's got the structure over the likes of Nick, over the likes of Hadi. But Samson is so confident this time that he's going to bring everything together, including the conditioning, where in past times I just feel like he's failed. But if this was 4 weeks ago, so if we're going by the guest posing at Romania, lads, I think we're in for something special from Samson. Let me know what your thoughts are. If Samson brings everything at 100%, the density, the structure, as we know he will, and the conditioning, is it lights out for everyone else? Let me know in the comments. And this is why this Olympia is so difficult to call, because my head says that Samson or Nick are going to win. But then Derek has beaten Samson, and I know a lot of you say that he didn't beat Nick, but by the judges' metric, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, he did beat both of them. So that throws a spanner in the works, because the judges seem to favour Derek. Let me know. We need clarity on this before we jump in. We're a week and a half away and we still don't have a favourite, in my opinion. And we'll finish the show off, guys, with an update from Jordan Hutchinson, who is also a week and a half out from the Olympia. And Jordan posted this. He said they wanted more back, so that's what we're bringing. Shots from yesterday, post-chest training, absolutely in a great spot right now, 10 days out, sleeping better than I have all prep. Training is still solid, fatigue relatively low, no cardio, just output from training and steps. Just so driven right now to cross the finish line at my all-time best. I think Jordan Hutchinson is a real dark horse. He's got that physique that the judges like. It's just granity, it's hard as nails. Reminds me of a Branch Warren without the crazy legs. But Jordan is bringing some excellent conditioning. He's got a well-rounded physique. I don't think he's got the best structure, but I do think that if guys from, let's say, the 8th to 11th range are off, I think Jordan can upset some hearts, break some hearts. I think he's a massive threat for the future. I think he's potentially a top 6, top 5, top 4 guy even. But yeah, very, very impressed with his physique. He's absolutely solid from top to bottom. You look at the glutes, absolutely striated. He's got the flaring quads, a lot of detail. And this is a guy that once he puts tan on and he gets under the Olympia lighting, I think he's going to be a special bodybuilder. And as I say, a dark horse. Let me know what you think. Do you think Jordan Hutchinson has top 6, top 5 potential? Let me know what your thoughts are, lads, and let's get into discussion, and I will see you in the next one. If you haven't already, leave a comment and subscribe if you like the video. And yeah, lads, we're a week and a half away from one of the best Olympias of this century, and I'll see you soon.